Hi, I'm Alexis, and this is a quick run-through of the boss mechanics in Cinderbrew Meadery, one of the new dungeons released in the War Within expansion and will be part of the Season 2 dungeon rotation. Before we start, please consider leaving a like and subscribe. It'll help my channel grow and I'll be able to put out more content more often. The first boss is Brewmaster Aldryr. His abilities are Keg Smash. This is the tank ability. The boss smashes his current target and knocks them back, leaving some hot honey puddles on the ground. Avoid standing in the honey as it causes damage and slows down the player's movement by 50%, so the tank needs to move the boss away from the honey. Throw Cinderbrew. The boss tosses hot Cinderbrew at random players, which leave a ticking debuff. Healers need to heal them up. This ability also leaves more hot honey puddles on the ground, so move out. Blazing Belch is the frontal aimed at a random player. Move out of the way. When reaching 100 energy, the boss jumps behind the counter and starts casting Happy Hour. The boss starts pouring Cinderbrew for the thirsty patrons in the room. Players need to click on the kegs in front of him and help serve these kegs to the tasty patrons. The boss does not take any damage until they are all served. The thirsty patrons slam their table, inflicting AoE damage to all players until they're served, so be sure to give them their mug of Cinderbrew as fast as possible to stop their tantrums. On Mythic, there will be bar fights. Avoid coming into contact or you will get stunned and hit with damage. When all the patrons are served, the boss fight will continue and the whole cycle will repeat itself until the boss is defeated. The next boss is Aipa. The boss abilities are Spouting Stout. Aipa flings out droplets at the direction of all players, run out of the circles, and healers need to heal up the AoE damage. Some of the droplets can transform into brew drops, which move towards the boss. Defeat them as soon as possible, because if the brew drops reach the boss, they burst into AoE damage and the boss will get a shield that absorbs damage. When the brew drops are defeated, or when they explode when reaching the boss, they leave behind oozing honey on the ground, which damages players and slows them down, so move out. Bottom's Uppercut is the tank ability. The boss punches its target, damaging and knocking them back. And the last ability is Burning Fermentation, which is a magic dot inflicting ticking fire damage over 16 seconds. Dispel this as soon as you can. Next, we have Benk Buzzbee. The first ability is Snack Time. The boss tosses barrels of honey around the area. Avoid getting hit. This act summons bee ads every 30 seconds. The bees leap at players to sting them, causing ticking damage over 10 seconds. Getting the bees down to 1% health will make them rideable. Players need to get on the bee and use them to charge into the barrels to destroy them before more bees spawn. The boss will cast Snack Time from time to time, so be sure to get rid of as many barrels as you can or you'll end up with more bees than you can handle. Fluttering Wing is an AoE damage ability which pushes away players and causes damage. Just heal through. And the last ability is Honey Marinade, where the boss puts flammable honey on the target. Other players need to move out of the circle because after 5 seconds the player will explode, causing damage to any other players in range. The explosion will leave a honey puddle on the ground, so move out. On Mythic difficulty, any bees standing within these puddles will heal up, get a haste boost, and become immune to crowd control effects, so be sure to steer them away. The last boss is Goldie Baronbottom. First, you need to deal with the goblins around Goldie to start the boss fight. Just avoid the circles and defeat them as fast as possible. The fight starts with Goldie stomping, dropping Cinderbrew bombs or barrels all over the floor area. Destroying the barrels will cause them to erupt into waves of fire, which damage and knock back players. On Mythic, some of these barrels are replaced with volatile barrels, which will cause all players to burn when exploding, and this effect stacks, so try to space them out. It's important that these barrels are destroyed as the fight progresses, because when the boss reaches 100 energy, she will destroy all the remaining barrels, filling the room with fiery waves and taking damage to all players. Basically a wipe if there's too many barrels left. The tank ability is Cash Cannon, which is this black frontal cone. This can be aimed at the barrels to destroy them. And the final ability is Burning Ricochet, where random players get this fiery circle which causes ticking damage. Avoid standing next to other players, cause the circle can move onto them as well. This ability can also be used to destroy barrels. And that's the guide on how to defeat the bosses in Cinderbrew Meadery. I hope you found this video useful. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.